So like I said in my last video, one of the main pillars or facets of my new life system is the fact that I am no longer consuming sugar, or I'm really trying to avoid it in many ways as much as possible. In kind of the modern Western whatever culture, I don't know what it is that makes sugar so like fine and dandy, and everyone's just like, it's crazy. It's like we recognize that smoking's bad for you. We make it illegal. It's illegal, at least in Michigan, to smoke in pretty much any public building, right? It's frowned upon, whatever. Sugar? Why? Didn't Michelle Obama try to, cut down on it in schools or something? I don't know. I guess in some ways maybe it has gone down, but it is still everywhere, right? You go to work. Oh, here's donuts. Why would you buy donuts? You know what? What's sitting in my office right now on a table is this. Just bag of Hershey's Kisses. These are like my downfall. I love Hershey's Kisses. I'm like, why would you do this? As many of you know, I used to be a big Dr. Pepper drinker. I loved the soda. And I've finally been able to just kick the habit and, go really cold turkey. And I've tried that so many times. And I feel as though I've finally been successful. And what I do is every day, part of my list, my new life system, right? I tell myself, my name is Joseph Christian. I do not eat or drink sugar. I don't do it. I just tell myself that every day. First thing in the morning, last thing before falling asleep. I do not eat or drink sugar. So when I see this sitting in my office, I hear that in my head. I do not do that. That is a thing that I no longer do. And Brooke Castillo, whom I actually absolutely love listening to her podcast, she talks about chatter in your head. And I love this. I think chatterhead, like chowderhead, right? Chatter. What does that mean? When you chatter is whenever you are chattering in your head about a decision that you're trying to make, right? So it would be someone brought these into the office and you're trying to avoid sugar more and you're trying to cut down, but so the chatter begins. Chatter comes with temptation, right? Chatter's like, well, I could have just one, or why not? Or I deserved it, I'm having a hard day. Oh, but I really shouldn't. Yeah, but they're your favorite. It's free. Like, right? That's the chatter that happens in your head. So I found that I cut out the chatter by saying, I do not do this to myself. So when I just woke up a couple hours ago and said, I don't eat sugar, and I come into the office and I see this, I'm like, okay, I don't do that. The chatter's gone. So now why should we cut out sugar? What's so wrong about having some sugar? Everything in moderation, as they say, right? The problem is I find that there is no moderation with sugar everywhere that I go. It's crazy town. I feel like by never having sugar, you have sugar in moderation, right? Because I eat fruit, bread turns to sugar in your stomach, doesn't it? I think that's the thing. I'm no scientist, okay? I just know that the sugar's like everywhere. Now, sugar causes cancer, which, do your own research. I don't know, but for everything I've looked into, it's like sugar pretty much causes cancer. So, wow, let's think about that. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's cut out our sugar intake. Now, I'm trying to do this with my kids too, and that is so much easier said than done, because kids who arguably should be one of the least people you should ever give sugar to, and just, you know what I mean when I'm talking about sugar, right? I'm not talking about any form of sugar in anything. I'm talking about stuff with added sugar, with refined sugar. Why would you give children whose bodies are still developing sugar like that? Why would you give them candy? Why would you ever give small children candy, right? When reading the Laura Ingalls books, Little House on the Prairie, to them, a treat is like having a piece of fruit, like an orange is like a big deal, right? Because there's so much sugar in fruit. But so it's like kids don't need all this candy. They just get used to it. And then when they're not getting it, they're like, it's like crack to them. So it drives me nuts when people give my kids sugar. It happens all the time. Oh, you're a kid here. Now, Grandpa, he gets a pass. My dad, he brings them lollipops. And it's like, and all those things like that. It's like if it was just one thing or one time or one person, it'd be one thing. It's like everyone's always like, oh, you're a small child. You're going to love sugar. And I get it. We like making kids happy. We like putting a smile on their face. But just stop. You really should. Oh my goodness. So anyways, what I'm getting to here is I do have a cheat day. With everything in my new life system that I have, everything that I read to myself and say, I do this every day, I don't do this every day, Sunday is a free pass. And this makes a big difference, I think, psychologically. And I've read this too. It's one of the reasons I do this is I've read that having a cheat day, one day where you can break all of your rules. Now, a lot of people, think of cheat day with dieting, which is true. I mean, this is my diet, but I do this with almost everything. So that if you are like, I want the kiss, I want the Hershey kiss, I want the Dr. Pepper, you can tell yourself, I can have it on Sunday. I can do that on Sunday. So I give myself that cheat day for everything except for soda. I still do not drink soda on Sunday even. I just do not drink soda because that is such my downfall. It's like borderline addiction, right? So I'm like, I can't fall off the wagon. I can't. Maybe someday I will say, I'll start drinking soda again on Sundays. Who knows? But for right now, it's just like, no, that's not going to be a thing. Not going to happen. But I do eat sugar. I will have that donut, especially baked goods. I still try to avoid candy on Sundays. I'm trying to teach myself candy is for children, which is ironic because it shouldn't be. But, I don't just know. I'll have, a piece of cake, a donut, something that in that vein, in that nature, which I feel is a little bit better. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, me telling myself that. So I really, really strongly encourage you to consider cutting out sugar from your life. Now, I'm kind of doing it cold turkey here, and the struggle is real, let me tell you. But for me, cold turkey works better than the chatter. I cannot handle the chatter because I have no willpower, which people often think it's weird when I say it. They're like, you don't eat sugar most of the time. How do you not have, how can you say you don't have willpower? I'm like, yeah, that's why I have to do that because I can't just have less. I can't do that. I need to do black and white, cold cut. I don't do this. I do this because I'm kind of an all or nothing type of person. So I strongly suggest that you find a way to consume less sugar than you already do, unless obviously you're somewhere at a really good place. And just ask yourself, just think, question everything. That is one of my biggest mantras, right? Are you comfortable with your sugar intake? Are you okay with it? Is there somewhere that you can improve it? Because I feel like sometimes we have all these isolated things like, oh, someone brought Hershey's Kisses into the office. Someone offered me a donut. It's all these isolated things. Why not? It's a one-time thing. But at least for me, there's a million of those one-time things. So they just become a daily thing practically, right? Every time I go to teach someone, it's like, oh, here's some soda. Here's some. It's like, ah. So think about that. And let me know in the comments, if you would, where are you with sugar? I feel so much better about myself. I feel like I'm becoming an actual adult. That's a lot of what my new life system is about. It's just okay, let's become an adult now. Can we just do that? Can that be a thing that we do now? Actually just take control of our actions and not have a bunch of sugar all the time? As if that's helpful, as if that doesn't make you just all the more tired at the end of the day, that type of thing. So what is your relationship with sugar? Where would you like it to be? And then what are you doing to make that change? What actionable steps? And you can start small. You can start with little baby steps. Say, I'm just not going to add that much sugar to my coffee or whatever it is, right? So that is my whole thing on sugar. It's kind of the worst. I think we need to cut it out. Let us know what you're doing with sugar down in the comments below. And remember, keep it simple. Question everything. And stay radical. Love you, bye.